What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon jumping back in to our Ospreys URC series today. If you haven't checked out the last episode, I recommend going and checking that one out first, because of course I'll be ruining the results in this one as we go along. In the last video, we went up against Munster and once again got off to a really strong start. That's something we've kept intact across all of these games so far. Kieran Williams getting over for 2 tries. The Munster boys did manage to come back into it with a couple tries of their own. They're doing really well at just slipping through a couple of those tackles and punishing us, but ultimately we were able to just finish out that game with some bigger and better scores. Owen Williams even getting over for his own try in this one after such a great kicking ratio so far. In today's video, we are going on to play the Bulls, who are one of the 3 teams, including ourselves, and Glasgow, who are the only undefeated teams so far. So at some point today, that will be down to a minimum of 2. Either it'll be me that's lost, or it will be the Bulls that have lost. I think the Bulls playing like a sort of light blue yet, or I want to do proper blue for the Bulls. Let's go blue for the Bulls. 5-minute halves, hardest difficulty as always. We're heading over to Swansea. We've got a home game on our side. We played home versus the Stormers, right? So that game was okay. We needed the fans on our side for that one because that game started slipping away. Got to keep a close eye on some of those slippery tackles coming in because we are missing a few too many tackles. But let's jump in and go up against Game 4, the Bulls. Here we are then, home stadium, nighttime game once again. A couple of different nighttime games we've had. 7:35. I like they actually give you a time of when the kickoff is in this game. Here's our Ospreys boys charging on. They've fought hard so far in this series. Not even made a single substitution over the 4 games. Fitness levels through the roof for this Ospreys team. Hey, it's a slightly better looking kit with the yellow kit for the referees. Yeah, we still haven't got team management and can't do subs and stuff. I would really like to be able to add in substitutes and stuff and make the game feel a bit more unique in every match. But here come the Bulls charging onto the pitch. The kits do look good in this game. I do like the URC kits. I think they've absolutely nailed them. Super Brew still got the sponsorships on the ground as well. Always enjoy a bit of Super Brew on the channel, as you guys know. Big game up here. A lot of Bulls hats around the stadium here. A lot of away fans coming in for this one. Looking pretty 50-50. Owen Williams to get us kicked off and underway. Let's start out going for a slightly shorter kick. Still trying to punish this wing and see if we can get also on the end of the ball. See if we can just dislodge. Oh, I thought actually maybe Great Banks had got in there to cause a bit of disruption. They did lift the man in the air though to be able to collect the ball first. Great decision work by them. And Lowe trying to charge up through the middle to get it out there to Coetzee, trying to smash his way through this Ospreys line. Not working for them. They've gone out towards the right-hand side this time as Ludwig, finding his way through, but the offload given maybe a little bit too much, and Kieran Williams had such a good game in the last one, managing to get an offload away as Ospreys get the first turnover of the game. Where can they look to punish? They're going to go for the box kick, trying to keep it in field. They're still past the halfway line. They're not in their own 22. They've got the bounce. Pressure coming on here against Damien. Oh my goodness, that was so close to being an enormous shot. Doesn't manage to get there. Dewi Lake to take the throw. Let's go to the back. The back strike run worked really well for us in the last game. Let's see if we can send Kieran Williams off on this one. Let's go for a grubber kick through. Oh, and Keelan Giles is on the end of it. We've been waiting to see him get back into it since that first game where he played so well. He struggled a bit more in recent games. I thought maybe they were going to be looking at the kick across to him, but they're actually looking at the grounding for the TMO. Grounding looks absolutely fine. I did wonder whether or not he was ahead of the kicker as it came in. Great work, though, between the 2 backs, linking up together. And as has been the theme of this of the series on the channel with the Ospreys, getting off to an early score, which is normally putting us on the front foot, just relieves that bit of pressure in the game to go 5-0 up and hopefully 7 if Owen Williams has still got his kicking boots on correctly today. Very, very high shot. Slots it through the post. A little bit of a cheer in the background there from about 7 different people. And the inside centre will actually be the one to get us kicked off. I don't know. Unfortunately, we've lost the nameplates again for the Bulls, which is a real shame. I really wish they managed to keep them in the game for the full match. Anyway, that would be nice. As this time they kick off, they've gone slightly differently. Still pretty up the middle. for the Bulls in this one as well, which is something we've seen from some of the other teams. You kind of want them to put more punishment on the wings. Let's see if the Tryscorer, Keelan Giles, can do a bit of work here. Gets a little chip kick over the top. If that can bounce towards touch, it's not going to get there. Great Banks is herring up after this. Manages to get the sidestep around our guy, but does eventually get the ball kicked into touch. Not a great deal of distance made, but under the pressure, under the circumstances, probably fair play here. Let's go to the front. Let's go for a driving maul. We'll just try and tie up some of those defenders. They're going to have... Is that... Arensa? I'm not familiar enough with the Bulls team down on this wing. Just trying to look for where we've got the room. Let's go for a right pass there. Oh, not a great pass. Nobody's picking it up. And there's a breakaway. All of a sudden, Owen Watkin got to get back for it. The little tab tackle just to try and stop him down. And Owen Williams has to rush back for that one. Terrible work off the back of the maul there for the Ospreys, and the Bulls charging up the field. Now, great sidestep coming in. Still making meters. The Ospreys defensive line in absolute disarray. I'm going to go and defend this wing a bit more out on this side. Get a little chop tackle by Dewi Lake there. Straight to the knees of the Bulls prop. Not letting him through. Another good shot on the other Bulls prop. The tight end prop this time. They're just trying to use those props as wrecking balls so far. And in goes Morris for another one. But the offload. Great work there. They've noticed a bit more of a blitz defense that I'm playing. I'm going to have to rush my fullback up here, get Walsh to cover this wing for a second. I'm not going to enter that ruck. I'm going to try and stick out there. They've gone left. Instead, they're still looking for that break through the line. Not coming for them. They've gone out towards the right-hand side again. Great Banks with another good chop tackle. Slowing down the Bulls now. They've had a few phases here of not really making any ground. There's another offload. Oh, it's gone a bit more wrong for them. Kieran Williams chasing it up. Very loose play. At the minute, it's all a bit scrappy. Bulls still retaining possession though. What a shot by Jack Morgan, driving him back 5 meters beyond the halfway line. Says, get back into your half. And eventually they look for something different. The kick over the top, not the greatest one. And they'll try and get themselves out of trouble. Don't manage it. The Ospreys eventually reclaim possession off of what was a great attacking position. If you go back 10 minutes in the game, we had a driving maul on their 5 meter line. Not to be. Let's see if we can get an exit clearance kick away. Oh, it's charged down slightly. Owen Watkin after this one doesn't get the pickup. We'll have to get the double tackle there. I'm going to just move out onto this wing. Try and hold the line with Gareth Thomas here. No, they've dropped it back once again. Kicked over the top. Nobody's in this back corner. He's having to rush back. Keelan Giles has had to go onto the opposite wing to try and cover this, looking for where the room is in that backfield. The kick coming over the top. Will they get the bounce? Warren is chasing this one down and manages to get the ball. Can he get the offload off the ground? And does. Adam Beard charging down. Can't quite get to the try line. Great work by the loose head prop for the Ospreys here. Superb work to be able to get that out. As he gets it out to Kieran Williams. Wasn't able to get his hat-trick last week. Yeah, the Bulls player looking very unhappy with that one. He wasn't able to get his hat-trick last week. Gets a try in this one, though. How close was Adam Beard to making a great breakaway? The offload from the prop on the ground actually let go of the ball, then picked it back up and chucked it on to Adam Beard, who just didn't have the legs. He's about 8'10". You'd expect him to be able to have some long legs to run in there, but just that fatigue kicking it in. Didn't have the speed to outrun his man. Kieran Williams eventually getting the try, and it's been the tale of the series so far. The Ospreys being able to switch from defence into attack on an absolute dime. That was, a great exit clearance kick, and just being chased up. Great work by the prop to get onto the end of the ball. Who would have thought props can sometimes be your best wingers? Not me. This time they'll kick deep down the middle again, just to Walsh, straight to his hands this time. Absolutely no issue. Oh, gets driven back in the tackle though. Cheers for that one, he says, as he gets thrown back into his own 22. And Keelan Giles look for a kick over the top. Will he find the bounce? Just about managing to find the bounce. He was outside his 22. Very, very, very on the edge. We'll go for a front man jump. Doesn't work for us. The Bulls want the maul. A lot of South African players in this team, of course. They love getting involved with the physicality. And Owen Williams, chop tackle. Once again, been a great piece of defensive work so far by these Ospreys boys to just keep those chop tackles coming in. Now, where is our boys across the way? Let's go for a bit of a weird kick. Not the kick I was looking for. We'll just have to straighten this one up, try and get out to Owen Watkin here. He's got some pace on him. Let's go for a sidestep. Doesn't get around the outside there of Arensa. Absolutely smashing him to ground. Nobody's back here. There must be room. They can get this one out wide. There's got to be room to be able to work with. Oh, and a loose pass goes out the back, and suddenly the breakaway. Can Warren get back? He's worked very hard today already. Does manage to get back. The Bulls will be looking for one score before that half-time whistle. Can they make it pay? Doesn't get anywhere this time. Held up just inside the Ospreys. 22 again, rushing the one-off carriers into Keelan Giles this time, who's still not on that left wing. He's really had to cut in to the midfield. Is that a tactics decision coming by the coach? Who knows? I wouldn't throw him straight into the midfield defensively against the Bulls team. They're still knocking on the door in the Ospreys 22. Keelan Giles once again coming in for a big tackle. Oh, sliding through. A couple of tackles now. The Bulls fullback managing to make those extra ground. We saw this against Munster in the last video. Just getting past that first contact tackle is something that is really beginning to punish the Ospreys in some of these games. But they're doing well to hold that line. Let's move Warren down towards this right-hand side on a huge crash tackle. Manages to get in there, but doesn't manage to take man and ball. The offload still coming in as they ship it out wide this time. Keelan Giles finally returning to his wing. Manages to shut that one down. The Bulls still asking questions. Where will the gap eventually open up? They're trying something different. They go for one more offload through the midfield. I'm not sure that's the way to go. Look how tight the Ospreys are defending. Going wide is surely your answer, and finally they do manage it. Oh, Morris has to make a superb tackle there as his man ran away from him to help with the double tackle. Luke Morgan filling back into his correct position. Now the room is opening up. Oh, might have been a slightly high tackle by Gareth Thomas on that one. Ospreys still competing. Keelan Giles got a lot of room to work with out there. There's 3-on-1. Again, the pass not looked for that time by the men in blue. Still just pressing up into this 22. The defensive line working so well for the Ospreys. At this point, they're not looking for any offloads. They're not trying to play anything out wide. They're just going for these one-off passes. They really need to work wide, and maybe this time, as they get out to Arensa, chopped down by the try-scorer, Kieran Williams. They are not letting them through. They're up to 50 minutes, but eventually, nearly sending the prop up the wing. They saw the Ospreys tactic and thought, what you can do, we can do it too. Referee telling the scrum half to use it this time. Bit of a spin from Arensa this time. He's just not making any ground. Trying to play these one-off runners this time. Something different going up through the middle. A huge shot coming in there. I don't know who that was. I think that might have been Warren. Once again, what a superb game he's had today just to put them under pressure. Not managing any room. I mean, the Bulls are just going, oh, there's the break. That's what they wanted. That's what they've been waiting for, to try and get through those couple extra tackles. That huge carry. Now the Ospreys are broken in play, but the Bulls so slow from the back of this ruck. It's just not allowing them to get anywhere at this point. Got to get this ball out quicker. They go out wide this time. The ball's been allowed to bounce, and Warren scoops it up to be able to take this game. That will be them surely kicking it in at half-time. The referee's telling them to use it. They can't get the ball out. Oh, there's an awful pass coming in there by Adam Beard. I don't know what on earth happened there. I think he tried to throw it out to the winger just to get it out into touch, and it didn't work for him. The referee's telling him to use it. The ball is available. I think they've said they actually went into touch, and they've called it half-time. The Bulls won't be happy with that first half. Really not gone their way. Ospreys just absolute defending towards the end of that first half. Keelan Giles and Kieran Williams getting both over for their tries. But so far for me, man of the match playing out of his skin has been Warren. Territory to the Bulls, 76% possession, 70%. Yeah, the meters gained by the Ospreys. Just being able to turn over those balls and get those exit clearance kicks has been fantastic. 7 line breaks each. Tackles made, though. Look at the tackle stats. 52 to the Ospreys, 14 to the Bulls. Really should be doing better on the scoreboard as we'll get on for the second half to be kicked off and underway. Eventually. There we go. Finally managed to get up. Again, they've gone for the straight down the middle tactic. It hasn't worked for them, and this time he just sends it back up. Oh, it was great. Banks is maybe slightly offside there. Has rushed off his line to try and put some pressure on the Bulls fullback there. I don't think anyone's picked him up. Certainly didn't look like he deserved to be in that position. And once again, it's the inside centre making great room. Just getting a few of those side steps, a few of those breakaways. They need to get on this scoreboard. It's just not working for them so far. Eventually it gets out. Justin Tipperick has to go for the tap tackle. Owen Watkin dives on him for a second man tackle. They're making room up on the wing, and it's probably one of the few times we've seen them go out wide, and eventually it does work, and this time the prop charging back through. Who's going to be able to get on the end of a tackle for him? It's Justin Tipperick gets on there. Who's able to wrap up this Bulls attack? They come out strong in this second half. Again, man out on this wing. Can't seem to get it out there. The Ospreys defending so narrowly. Let's try and shift towards this left-hand wing if they're going to look for the offload. Oh, they did. Owen Watkin just getting into the line of sight there to mess up the pass. Let's keep Keelan Giles out here to defend this wing. They're going to go for it. Oh, I've cut back inside, and they're going to have to go out wide for this one now, trying to get around the man missing the winger there. So it's Adam Beard who's had to fill in on the wing. We've seen it before. The fitness level and the speed stats maybe not quite in his favour to be able to make those breakaways. Oh, the ball's gone loose, and Greatbanks manages to scoop it up, and they think they've seen room in that backfield. We've seen these turn into something before. Keelan Giles is on the end of it. He's trying to race against Aren, so it's certainly going to be a decent race to see who can take this one. It is eventually the Bulls winger. He manages to get back, and he's still going. He's still on the charge. Oh, it's bounced off the head of the Ospreys player. Play on, says the referee. Ospreys managing to get a turnover picked up by Morris. This time, where are they going to look to attack? They want to go wide. This is something the Bulls should have been looking at. And Jack Morgan charging on his way. He's got Kieran Williams on his outside. Doesn't hear the call coming in. Can't make him pay. Can they keep going towards this left-hand side quickly? They look for the offload once again to Luke Morgan, who's come off his wing onto the opposite wing. He's done a swap with Keelan Giles. Where can the room open up? Adam Beard fills in at scrum half. Oh, there's so much room. I don't even know what he was attempting to do with that kick. But somehow they've managed to retain possession. I've never seen a man kick it backwards into his own teammate's face. Somehow it's worked for them. Something they've worked on the training pitch maybe. Because I can't believe that was a tactic they planned on doing at any point there. Oh, Kieran Williams nearly splitting the two defenders, trying to put pressure on. Looking for Keelan Giles out on this wing. Can he put pressure on to score in the corner? And does. All of that pressure, all of that territory, all of that possession for the Bulls. And they just aren't making it pay. The Ospreys, every time they get into this red zone, it's just looking like a try is coming in. And Keelan Giles goes over for his second. He's waited a good chunk of time in this tournament to get back on the score sheet after such a great first game. This one is more his speed, apparently. Owen Williams slots it through, 3 from 3. The Bulls will want something on the scoreboard from this game. They don't want to go 3 wins on the bounce to suddenly getting nilled in a game. As they kick this one. Slightly better angle on this one. They've been able to get their runners after this one. And Morris gets chopped down straight into the ribs. Let's go for a box kick. Try and keep it in play if possible. Certainly looking long. Oh, he's let it bounce. Oh, it's actually come off. The Bulls player, not what he will have wanted. Got caught in 2 minds about whether to catch it or not. And it will give Ospreys just even more options to try and punish this Bulls attack. But eventually Morgan Williams wants to take it himself. Thought maybe pass should have been on, especially with me pressing the buttons to do so. But no, they decided not to do it. Oh, it's Keelan Giles. Oh, once again on the break from this set piece. At the back of a line out. It's where the Ospreys have been clinical. And Keelan Giles, 4 in the first game, 3 in the fourth game. That's his hat-trick in this one. When this man is on form, he is just turning up for the Ospreys. And that will be 26, potentially 28-0 to the Ospreys. And all from a bit of indecision from an exit clearance kick. Just not being able to take it to hand, bouncing off the Bulls player into touch. Great territory. And this Ospreys team is making territory pay, converting it into points on the scoreboard. Bulls need something different. If substitutes were in the game, maybe they should look to do some. There might be people sat on the bench. They've gone back up the middle. They said that first decision did not work for them at all. This time, Walsh, once again, the man who has a bit of a quieter job in this Ospreys team. No one's really talking about all the work he's having to put in to be the man to collect every single one of these kickoffs. But he is working incredibly hard. Keelan Giles, after getting his try, rushes off the line very well there to get in for a good tackle just to keep the Bulls in their own half. It is now a territory game for this Ospreys team. Oh, and that loose pass given away, and Dewi Lake looking to just straighten the line. The Ospreys have got it back once again. The Bulls will not be happy with this performance as they get it out to Luke Morgan. Can he get the grubber kick on? Oh, wrapped up a bit there by RN. So maybe a slightly late tackle. Does take the ball on. Oh, and who's going to be able to get there? Luke Morgan gets back to make the tackle. Putting pressure on. Oh, and the turnover at the breakdown. Bulls just cannot catch a break in this game at the minute as they get it out towards the winger. They're looking for the crossfield kick to Keelan Giles. Doesn't manage to get there. And in the lock is going to try and run the length of the field. Doesn't have the pace to outrun Jack Morgan, but it's decent meters made for them. We've kept trying that crossfield kick. Not really working for us, not going to lie. Maybe it's something we should try and look to stop trying to do in future games. I really want to land one, though. As the Bulls look to go left, Justin Tipperick, chop tackle down at the kneecaps. Not letting them through. The Bulls managing to get the ball, but they've gone for this high kick again. It's another decision-making, that just hasn't worked for them today. 77 minutes on the board, 28-0 down. It's a loose kick. No one's chasing after it. It's not the correct decision at this point in the game, and this could be it for the Bulls. They could be struggling to get anything on the scoreboard as the Ospreys will look to shift this one out wide, or maybe a high tackle coming in there. Kieran Williams trying to do a bit of dancing feet around the flanker for the Bulls there, not managing to make him pay. Morgan Williams switches it to the right. The Hooters gone as they get it out to Luke Morgan, trying to look for room around the wing, getting hunted down. Oh, went for the tap tackle. Was that the right call? They're looking for the play as he passes it back inside to Keelan Giles. He said you had 4 in the first game, buddy. Have 4 in the third game. It's like watching Darcy Graham scoring 4 tries in a game. Could have got himself unselfish. Passes it back inside. Let him finish off what has been a terrific game for Keelan Giles. Probably will end up getting the Man of the Match award himself. I still think Warren had such a superb first half. We've forgotten about it a bit more second half. Keelan Giles looked absolutely decimating in terms of that scoreboard. And Owen Williams will kick it over. 5 from 5 for him today. 35 points to 0. The Bulls crowd very friendly to be cheering on the winners there. Everyone shaking hands. That's what rugby's all about, right, folks? At the end of the game, everyone just shaking hands. Still a good game, even when you're on the losing side there. Shaking hands, few hugs around the pitch. A couple of these lads tried very hard for the Bulls today, just not working for them. Too many kicks away, too many loose passes, and Ospreys available to punish. And the Bulls, had the stats on their side in this game. Territory 65%, possession 59%. Those kick meters gained 0. They just were not able to recover those kicks after they were making those big decisions. The tackles made, 70 tackles to Ospreys, 35 for the Bulls. Defensive work, brilliant by the Ospreys today. That's another big win on the cards for us then. Let us hit simulate and see how else got on in the wonderful world of rugby. Zebre beating Glasgow by 3 points means we are the only team remaining in this tournament to currently be on an unbeaten record. The Sharks beat Benetton by 3. Cardiff beat the Scarlets in their little Welsh derby by 2 points. Stormers beating Edinburgh 8 points to 5. What a low scoring game that one turned into. Munster won their game by 4 on 14 points to 10 versus Leinster. We managed to beat the Bulls by 35. Huge score in that one for us. Ulster, after not having a good tournament so far, eventually do get a win by 8 points over Connacht, 21 points to 13. And the Dragons getting a win over the Lions, 8 points to 3, 5 points difference for the Dragons. Next round then, who will we be facing? Let us scroll down. Going up against Ulster, they're currently 14th on the board with their 1 win. They've not had a good start. Maybe they've managed to start the U-turn now, and this is where they're going to begin to start climbing. Still a team we're going to take very, very seriously. Another nighttime game for us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the latest videos as they come up, guys. If you've enjoyed this one today, hit the old like button. Who's enjoying a bit of the Rugby 25 content? For all its positives and negatives, I'm enjoying actually doing a bit of a series on it, so hopefully you all are too. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.